Hello viewers, and welcome to this week's Motivational Moment. Hope you've been enjoying the series where I've been talking about practicing the presence of God. And I said that we need to seek the presence of God, we need to recognize the presence of God, and then we need to act on the presence of God. So how do we act on God's presence? Well, God's presence is always around us, but I believe there's just something about simply obeying His word. And while we abide in His word and obey them, that's how we act on His presence. In John 14:21, it says that he who has my commands and keeps them, it is he who loves me. And he who loves me will be loved by my Father. And I and my Father will love him and manifest myself to him. You see, it is God who gives us the capacity to discern right from wrong. He manifests himself to us to the degree to which we keep God's word in our heart. That word there, keep, it means to carefully observe. It means to guard. While we're trying to carefully observe and obey God's word, God is revealing himself to us. It's not us trying to discern. Look, you can't trust your brain. Sometimes we get it right. But when we begin to act in the flesh, I call it being a spiritual Snoop Dogg. And we begin to poke into other people's business rather than allowing the Spirit of God discern by the revelation of God. While we draw closer to God, God draws closer to us. So we simply act on His word by keeping it, by observing it, by being true to it. And as we honor God's word and keep it in our heart, God reveals himself to us. He guides us, he leads us, he shines his revelational light into our hearts, and he enables us to discern right from wrong. So stop trusting in your heart and leaning on your own understanding, but trust the Lord by honoring his word. And as we abide in his word, as we keep his word in our hearts, he has promised in his word that he will manifest himself to us. Wow, that is really exciting. I've seen God manifest himself to me in so many different ways, but it always came through abiding in his word. Not through some spooky fantasy, but by actually keeping God's truth in your heart. It is truth that sets you free. It is truth that debunks every lie and just sanctifies your conscience for you to be able to know that it is God speaking to you, and it gives you the ability to recognize and act on his presence. Father, give us a desire for your word, that we will live to abide in your word, act on your word, so that you can manifest yourself to us on a daily basis. I am Pastor Phil, and this is my motivational moment. God bless you.